We explained the rule of the Spanish in the Western Hemisphere. Spain's first attempt at building a colony across the sea ended in death. A cabin boy had wrecked the Santa Maria on Christmas 1492 off the coast of Haiti, leaving 40 crew members behind to run the colony while Columbus went back to Spain. They named it La Navidad. When Columbus returned in 1493, they found that Taino had rebelled and killed them all. Columbus moved his base of operations to the Dominican Republic and set up La Isabela. This time he brought 17 ships with 1,000 men from many professions like stonemasons and priests. He instructed that they build a church, a governor's house, an arsenal, a town square, and houses for the crew. The purpose of the colony was to find gold and take it back to Spain, and very little was found. Columbus then ordered the Taino enslaved to find it. La Isabela also did not succeed due to the failed leadership of Columbus's brothers that he left in charge while he went back to Spain. Natives died in huge numbers from disease and abuse, mutinies were planned against the Columbus brothers, food ran out, and scurvy killed the European population in big numbers. When Columbus returned for the third time, he was still trying to find China. This time he found Venezuela and Trinidad unknowingly, and then came back to move his failed colony to Santo Domingo. He found many plots against the Columbus brothers for failed leadership and their torture. The crown also got word of this and sent a new governor in 1500 to take power from Christopher Columbus and his brothers and record what was happening there. Later reports by the priest Bartolome De Las Casas laid out an intense brutality towards the native in the colony that included killings and rapes and the chopping off of hands for punishments, not to mention the beheading of children. Within 4 years of the first landing of Columbus, 2/3 of the Caribbean native population was dead, which included the number of Arawak Columbus had attempted to take back to Spain to sell into slavery that had died en route. Columbus was arrested and taken back to Spain in chains. He was tried and stripped of his titles, but still financed by King Ferdinand for a fourth and final trip as Admiral of the Seas. Regardless of what happened, the gates of colonialism were opened, and Spain would be challenged for their domination of the Western Hemisphere. To maintain a solid unified empire, all power from the colonies would be given by the crown. To govern the vastness, they set up provinces known as viceroyalties. Each viceroyalty would be ruled by a viceroy. They set up 4. New Spain, which was composed of North America, got centered in Mexico City. Peru would be on the west coast of North-South America, Rio de Plata in southwest South America, and New Granada in North-South America. To keep a check, Spanish settlers would be appointed to the Audiencia Board, and both reported to the Council of the Indies. Spanish trade was tightly controlled through mercantilism, as in trade could only be done with Spain from the colonies. Early on, Spain offered conquistadors the right to encomienda in all labor settings, such as large sugar plantations. Places like the Potosi mines in Peru made Spain rich in silver, but killed millions of natives by forcing them to work under the reinterpreted Incan Midas system. Catholic priests like De Las Casas, who spread the church around the empire through missions, condemned the abuse of the natives, which eventually led to the 1542 laws forbidding native slavery, but encouraged the African slave trade.